What's up? It's good to see you all here. Glad to have you in the house. It's very hot here tonight, guys. It's crazy, but it's good to be here. It's we have this Lord in this Jeff Conkle, the Hammer, Luch, and PJ Cruikshank in Element. How you guys doing?
Oh, good. I'm good.
Right.
I didn't, I didn't see
We're
Luke
doing.
last weekend then.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Cool.
It's good to have you guys here. I hope you guys have been having a good day or evening or whatever it is by you guys so far.
You too.
Hmm. I don't have anything planned for tonight, by the way. So
Okay.
it's just a probably just chat and see if anybody wants to come and talk kind of evening, I think, or if you want to see something funny, we can look it up. Ryan S just popped in as well. Good to see you too, Ryan.
I'll
my brother.
I will stick the link up in case anybody wants to
Awesome,
come
yeah,
in.
yeah. In case someone wants to come in. So just to say
I'll
hi
do.
to everybody in the YouTube land. Great to have you guys. Yeah, Charlie Walsh, what's up? Good to see you. Jeff Conkle, hello. Tusaka, thank you for coming, man. Glad you can make it. Alan Norstrand, yo. He's been very busy lately, so it's also good to see him. And then, yes, Tusaka, you're definitely a flurf. Flurf by proxy. Because everybody lives on a stationary horizontal plane.
I'm sorry, I'll keep it PG. You don't have to keep it PG. As long as it's not
How
X-ray.
dare you call me a flirt? How dare you? I'm not a title.
My ice pack just fell.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Back that ice.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I'll pick it up now.
Never mind.
So what is news there by you guys?
Oh, let's see. Lemon freezing. It's absolutely cold. So I ain't been doing much. All I did was I did it actually. I was thinking I did it. I did it a few days ago. I
I don't know.
old scooter, so my nephew can have it. So I've got the new one. But it was typical. I went down to collect the tire and tube for the old scooter the other day to fix it for my nephew on my new scooter and broke my new scooter while I was going down to get stuff to repair the old scooter. So I had two broken scooters, but they're both fixed now.
Uh, hey, Truth Over Comfort, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Yeah. So what's your guys' thoughts on Arwen?
What is he
Wow.
done? What's he done now?
He's left FED.
Right.
He left Master B now as well, and he says they have to pay him to come back.
Oh my
Why?
goodness.
And
wrong with that
what's
boy?
his argument for that?
Wow.
He's just a child. That's all.
He might have a bit
Yeah.
about him, but his information ain't worth any money, you know?
I'm sorry, but
Is it
Arwen
something
is
like he's too smart and good for them or what?
I think Arwen is just poison. So
He is.
to me, I think the guy is just better off just not contacting anybody. Actually, to be honest.
Yeah, and I used to make excuses for him. I used to make excuses for him because of how he used to be and all that.
He's like a pain in the ass, right?
I used to stick up for him all the time. And even though I could see it, I could see his rants. In the end, I got sick of his rants. That's what started it for me. And also his thoughts on Jesus. That's what kind of did it in the
Look,
end.
I think actually he just needs prayer. I think he is
Yeah.
demon possessed. That's
Without
for sure.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to grow up. He's got a lot of
Mhm.
growing up to do. He's a child.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And yes, Owen, you are bald. Deal with it.
It should be anyone's. It should be anyone's. What's it called? Everyday
How dare
mission
you?
to focus on how you are better tomorrow. You know,
Yeah.
every
Mhm.
I
every
hope
stupid
yours
little
doesn't
thing
fall
you
out.
say and do every day. You know it later or tomorrow. You know it unless you are not in contact. If you're not in contact with yourself, that's another story. But usually you know it, and you know it right after as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
mean-
might
probably.
take a day before you accept it and you are able to tell someone, I know I was
Yeah.
wrong. You
But
know,
I mean,
but you know,
Hey,
try.
hey
Yeah.
Jeff, guys, I guess I'm going bald, but I'm just living with it. I'm doing my comb over while
Yep.
I still can until my wife said, "Okay, just shave it all off."
Yeah. Just don't bother anymore. Yeah.
Or I mean, it's part of getting old, I guess. So
Yeah. It's. Yep.
But you
Sure
still
is.
got the looks, my man. You know, you're just gonna rock the looks.
Yeah. Luckily, we got the looks, though. We're good.
you've got
You're
the
gonna rock
look.
those looks anyway.
Got the look.
Hey, Elric, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Yeah, guys, I updated my YouTube policy rules today. So
Uh-oh.
on all my videos from now on coming out, your comments will be held for review. So if you don't see your comment straight away, you know that's the reason, okay? Yeah, because I am really, really tired of the trolls. How can I put it? Really bad negativity and trash in the comment section.
Yeah, it just scares away the good
It
people.
scares
Yeah, we
away
don't
the
need
other
that.
people, and I want to make this channel as good as possible for you actual people of my channel.
Yeah. And they'll come
And
into comment. They'll come into comments saying crap about flat Earth and just trolling us and just slagging us off about flat Earth or whatever. Even if it's not a flat Earth video, they'll go back to 11 frames. They'll go back to
whatever,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
really
just like with the
idiotic, yeah.
vote.
So I
The
tested
vote
it
is
out
always.
today.
Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, I tested it out on today's short, and it worked quite well. I mean, look how nice and clean that comment section is in that
Yeah.
short, because
Nice.
they can't just have anything said. So it really does help. So yeah, guys, definitely going to be from now on forward trying to clean up as much troll activity as possible.
Yeah.
Victoria popped in. What's up, Victoria? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. And David Bodies, hello, hello. Glad you can
Hey,
make it.
baby.
Hi, big.
Hey, baby.
And I'm sure you have noticed that when you do the
Yeah.
when you do the vote before the show or hours before the show, when you set the show up for early on the day,
Mm-hmm.
then they always come in and vote. All the trolls go in and voting so many hours before
Okay,
that when
that
we go voting the right
unfortunately,
thing, it's already way down there.
yeah, unfortunately
Yeah.
that I can't do anything about. So it's
No,
just
but
in the comment section.
only if you make the
Yeah.
vote
Yeah,
later,
I haven't made
like
a
in
poll
the middle
yet.
of the show.
Yeah,
Speaking of a
but no,
poll, what do you guys think we should say the poll is tonight? Let's give something interesting.
Yeah, that is a good one.
I think you said you got a notification. Yeah, it happens a lot, babe. Happens a lot. Sometimes I don't get them. It's YouTube. It's a pain in the butt. Check your bells on all notifications.
YouTube it?
Did I
Earth
say?
is measured flat. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moxie just popped in. Good to see you too, mate. And Jolly Man, hello. Glad you can make it. Yeah. There we go. 50% say yes, 50% no, 60% almost. Yes, it's definitely measured flat, guys.
Yeah.
Everything's based off of horizontal planes. Horizontal plane means flat.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I was listening to some of the rebuttals, not really rebuttals, idiotic strawmans that the people try and say why the orange experiment is not an experiment. It doesn't disprove gravity, kind of thing. And I was thinking to myself, how desperate do these people have to be? You know what I mean? Maybe I should do another one, because I mean it's supposed to do systematic experimentation, so it's follow-up experiments. And I was thinking, well, this time I can do it based on relative density disequilibrium, because that one was based on gravity being mass attracting mass, and well, it validated the null, not the hypothesis, which showed it to be relative density disequilibrium. Now I can go and actually test relative density disequilibrium, have a hypothesis for that, and then show it to be validated, which means it's proved. Globers don't like proof for science, by the way. Yes, I got all the proof it's measured flat, Tsaka. Look at any planar surveying there is, cartography, the way your maps are derived. How's that? The way your globe was formulated first came from horizontal measurements.
Flatzoid.
Yes, Luch, what's up?
Hi. Do you know chess?
Sorry?
Chess.
Chess, yes. I actually had my colors for chess.
Oh, that's cool. Do you think you could play a chess video?
We can, well...
We're
what's
not
specific?
doing anything.
Well, what should I
Is
type?
Type in Epic Chess War.
Sounds interesting.
It's by Playcon. Playcon. Yeah, that one.
Is it good?
Looby dooby
Yeah,
doo.
that's it.
How are you?
Well, I'm just scared for.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm just scared for strikes and stuff.
There's a
Oh,
music in it.
I don't think there's any copyright things. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, they got almost
It's
400k
just-
they got
If
almost
you-
400k views. So
If
Not
you
sure.
if you think it's bad, you can stop it.
and the sound. Does he have any music or?
It does have sound.
Okay. Play con. Oh, music. A few moments later. Yeah, protecting the bishop. Yeah, okay. Hey, Glenn Sells, good to see you, mate. And Price Van, I'm glad you can make it.
Oh, you don't want to have sound?
I want to, but we can't because of copyright issues. Just now they copyright strike me. I'll have to watch this in my own time,
Oh,
though. Yeah, that's
the
a shame.
music. Okay.
I'll have to watch this on my own time, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Is there a specific reason you wanted to watch that?
It's just a funny video.
Oh, it's something to do with like they weren't talking about like globe and earth, flat earth and all that in it. No, just
Oh,
to
no,
talk.
no.
Oh, good.
It's just a funny video.
I just learned to play chess last year. I only played one game against Harry, beat him. But,
Harry
I only
Potter?
played. Yeah, pretty much. Hammers look like Harry, my friend.
Yeah, I enjoyed chess a lot. So it was one of my extra school activities as well, and I ended up getting my colors before I went to high school.
Like I say, I've just learned how to play it. I've only, like I say, played one
that's
match,
awesome.
so I still have to learn the proper moves. I mean, I know basically in my head what it is, but I don't know exactly which ones belong to which. I mean, I know some of them, but yeah, no, I used to play instead. I used to play Othello, some people call it reversi or something. The discs, the black and white discs.
Yeah.
You have to track the words between
Checkers.
them. I like that. It's a minute to learn, a lifetime to master. Is its motto.
If
So
you
I
also
think
want something fun, you can maybe learn some Chinese checkers.
Oh yeah, I've never tried that either. Mahjong and that I've played, but not checkers.
The thing what's nice about these type of games, they get you thinking logically, so you think ahead of the time.
Strategical game,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's what it's based on, isn't it? War and stuff like that, battles. I mean, chess.
Yeah, it's just basically you can try and read your opponent.
Yeah.
That's all. Hola, good to see you, Tim. Great to have you guys. I was thinking today, should I try
Really?
and get hire someone or something at some point to translate my whole channel to Spanish?
Yeah,
Ah,
absolutely.
Make a whole Flatzoid Spanish channel.
Why not? I mean, because like, yeah,
Get
why
it
not?
all dubbed. Get it all dubbed to Spanish and everything.
There's a lot of Spanish-speaking places in the world, you know.
There's
so why
more
not?
Spanish people than English people in the world.
Yeah.
it would be hard to dub it though. You know, it would be a mess sound-wise.
Yeah, just for the. I think probably just
text.
for the videos, not for live streams though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because
You're-
then
you're-
they
you're
can
thinking-
they can dub all the sound and they can change the text and everything. I mean, it's going to be hectic. I have a 4-hour stream and you expect the guy to dub the whole 4-hour stream. He'll sit here forever.
Subtitles is doable though.
2 years later, yeah, I got a video done.
Yeah. But subtitles is very possible. A lot of channels do that. At least they do the subtitle,
Yeah.
so people can understand it.
But thanks, guys, for coming. Please hit the like, share the show. Really appreciate everybody on this channel. If I haven't enough shouted out everybody that does support the channel financially, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all the Patreon supporters, all my people that do subscribe and give memberships, and for patrons. I'm sorry, for PayPals and everything. You guys are really, really awesome. Appreciate all your support. Yeah, $500, Triple X. That's what Arwen's asking for. That's
What fight-
insane.
What per show?
No, just to get back to FVD.
Oh right. Yeah. See,
That's
wow,
crazy.
that was
It's horrendous.
crazy. That, I mean,
Tell them we
you
don't
know, right,
negotiate
but
with terrorists.
Sorry,
that
Hammer?
is
I'm too important.
Sorry, Hammer?
Oh, hold on one second. You probably can't hear.
You're very quiet.
Yeah, your audio is very low.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
better.
it's
Yeah.
Mic check.
yeah.
There we go. Tell them we don't negotiate with terrorists.
You can hear that clicking on your signal now.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. No, we don't attack.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's the thing. There was no point in being a mod in Orange, to be honest. Like, if I got rid of somebody or time somebody out, it's like, what did you do that for? What did you do that for? I'm like, well, it's all right. You make me a mod, but I can't use it. And then when he's in the mood and all the trolls are coming, he's like, ban, 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 exterminate them all. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's crazy. So, like, yeah.
He's got a very
Okay,
but he's got
I-
a very hateful demeanor against people.
Yeah.
If you are
Okay,
if you are someone who lies about the Earth all the time, lying about its shape, lying about
Wow.
everything about it, ain't you for real a terrorist? Terror? You
Tim,
know?
Tim says he can do Portuguese translation something. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Flatzoid.
Tim, maybe wait. Sorry, Lucha. I was just say, Tim. Yeah, maybe hit me up on flatzoid@gmail.com. We can have a discussion because a Portuguese channel can also work.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And Spanish.
There's a lot of terrorists.
Spanish will understand some of it, won't they? If it's Portuguese.
Yeah, I think they're all kind of similar, but they do
Similar,
have
yeah.
their differences for sure.
Yeah.
Cheers, Jeff. Thanks for coming, man. Have a great work day further. Blessings to you, man. Sorry, Luch, what did you want to say?
I looked it up and well, I did research on it, and the video, that test video I wanted to show does not have any copyrighted music in it.
Yeah, but the thing is, trolls see the things and they report it, and then I get struck. A lot of times, it's not copyright stuff that I have to go and then refute it because they just report it. I'd rather not
That
take the
shouldn't be
chance.
allowed.
Let's put it this way. I'd rather not take the chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay, no
Space
problem.
Miner, what's up, man? But yeah, it's like I said, I've actually had so many streams that I've actually had to take down because of stupid things like that, or had to, cut pieces out just so I can keep the stream up on live. And it's really stupid because now you're busy talking and then all of a sudden like an hour of it is just cut out in the middle of it. Then it doesn't make sense anymore what happened. Godzilla37, thank you for being here, man. Really appreciate it. Good to see you. He says, just gifted 5 memberships. Really appreciate
Nice.
all the support, Godzilla. You rock, man. Thank you very, very much. Much blessings.
Andrew Johnson banned. How is he getting
No,
That's
that?
right,
no,
don't you make up-
I unbanned him. He asked me nicely.
Oh.
And then, but they are warned though. But remember, they can't troll my comments anymore.
Right,
So-
right.
It's going to be a bit difficult. The only way they're going to be able to really chat now is if they don't troll or if they come in here and then they probably get banned here. If they come in here and say stupid
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Will do.
Godzilla,
But
this,
maybe you should back up the videos as well, like on another
I do have it on Rumble.
network.
it goes on Rumble.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
it goes on
Yeah,
Rumble
that's
and
cool.
stuff.
Are you? What
That's cool.
What language do you speak for that sort?
Afrikaans. Mostly
Ah.
Afrikaans and then English, yeah.
I see. Yeah,
Mm.
because Africa was the country you were born in, right?
Yes.
So
Africa, yeah.
yeah.
But the language he speaks is different from what
Yeah,
you
it's a
think
diff-
is.
It's a
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
different to Dutch though. But I can understand Dutch sort of. You understand?
So
It's
are you,
probably like Danish and Swedish people speaking together.
Yeah.
are you
There's a lot of similar words, but it's not really the same.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
Are
just
you
want to say,
still?
so I just want to say, Godzilla37, thank you for being a member for 14 months, guys. King Rooster. Wow. Really appreciate it. It says, and this one is for free. Really appreciate it, mate. Yeah, go on, sorry, guys.
So say, Luch, are you from Australia? Are you?
Yes, I am
Yeah.
from Australia.
It's hard to tell. The only way I knew is because you're super chats. You know what I mean? But it's hard to tell that you're Australian. I can't tell much, to be honest.
It's AU, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
first when I heard you, I thought you may from America. And then I thought, no,
Ah.
but you sound almost New Zealand-like, but yeah, then Australian.
Mm.
And I know you guys, the Aussies don't like the
Yeah.
the Kiwis.
It's
So I
mad.
apologize there.
But are you from Australia for real, Lou, or have you moved there?
I am. I was born in Australia.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Africa-
Shot them long. I'll wait for your email, mate. And Aiden, yes, Africa's not a country; it's a continent.
Continent. Yeah. But South
Yes,
Africa-
Africa is a continent. Yeah.
South Africa is a country, though.
Uh-huh. Did you guys? I
Mhm.
don't know if you guys know the latest politics really going around South Africa. There's a part of, I think it's the Western Cape, that's trying to break off and start their own country. They don't want to be South Africa anymore. They want to have their
Would
own
that be
country.
Brexit?
That's like in Scotland, you've got the Isles, you've got Shetland Isles and Orkney Isles and that. But the Shetlanders, in general, they don't like to be classed as Scotland. Scottish, they like to be classed as Shetlanders, and they sound a cross between Scottish and Welsh.
Yeah.
They don't like to be called Scottish; they like to be
Mhm.
called Shetlanders. Well, they
It's a
did.
big
But
deal anyway.
how true it is now, but once upon a time.
Well, we got
that-
actually got a piece of land. I think it's close to the Karoo somewhere. It's like, I think it's 10 meters or something, or not 10 meters, which is no man's land. Nobody owns it. It's literally just a piece of land there. It's like its own country almost. It's just
Yeah.
it's just a piece of dirt. I think it's like a meter or 10 meters large or something.
Yeah, Africa is a continent, but I think you mean continent, not consonant.
Consonants. Give him a vowel.
Well,
Consonants, the countenance.
that
Countenance
goes to show that
shifting.
people hate each other.
Yeah.
Do they really though? Or are
Wow.
they just angry?
They have constant wars. So
Yeah.
Well, that's
There's
what
definitely
like
tension.
people. I'm talking like people, like not more criminals.
It's a Belgian name. It's actually a Belgian name, is it?
Belgium, I
well,
didn't know that.
there's definitely tension, I'd say, between countries.
Yeah, Godzilla. Unintelligible speech. Unintelligible speech for Scottish. Welsh. Aye. It's more the accent than what they say, you know.
Which could provide a basis for the, why are they in on the conspiracy?
Conspiracy?
Conspiracy.
Flat Earth.
That's not conspiracy.
What's conspiratorial about flat Earth?
It's just, either way, it's a conspiracy.
How?
If the Earth was
What's
flat, it's a
conspiratorial?
conspiracy.
What's
If the Earth was a
conspiratorial about-
globe,
No, but what's conspiratorial
I don't know if you
about
guys
the flat
heard.
Earth?
You know,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna do a
well,
short.
everyone's lying.
Hold on,
That's a
He
conspiracy.
doesn't know.
Oh, you're
You
gonna
don't
do
know.
I
short?
don't know.
Yeah, Ron? You
I don't
gonna
know.
do short?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a short. I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm planning on doing a short about this. Aaron Rodgers just recently said he doesn't mind being called a conspiracy theorist because, quote, if you look at the past couple years, they've been right about a lot of things.
Which is, look at it this way. It's only a conspiracy until it's shown correct.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. You label the conspiracy theorist
Until it's proven good.
until
Yeah.
while the people that usually label the conspiracy theorist
No,
are
if
usually
two
the
people
people
get together and do
are usually the
anything,
people that sit and do the research first.
when two people get together to do
yeah,
harm
I'm
to someone
not
else,
saying
that's a
that
conspiracy.
conspiracy
Theory,
theorists are
on the other
wrong.
hand, would be untrue.
But conspiracy, what's the definition of conspiracy though, Luch?
I guess conspiracy would be
To conspire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is flat Earth conspiring?
I guess everyone's lying about the shape of the Earth, and
I suppose when
that
everybody,
would be a conspiracy.
No, that's
I
false.
suppose,
No
yeah,
one-
I
no
suppose-
one said
Everyone's
every-
conspiring
no.
to
More like
hide
they're-
the shape
no.
of the Earth.
Sorry, Luch, let me ask you another question. Let's put it this way. Do you believe the Earth is a globe, or are you lying that the Earth is a globe?
No, I'm not lying.
You
I
believe.
that the Earth
There we
is
go.
a globe.
So it's not conspiring. You're not lying. No one's calling you
But
a liar. You
these
just
people
believe
are
it.
lying, you say.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
These
a
people
handful
are
of
lying.
people, but that's not everybody. You said everybody.
But I mean, I suppose
Yeah,
when we were
well,
all,
pretty much everybody would need to be lying if the Earth was a
Who?
Luke, I
flat.
suppose,
Who? No, that's false. Yeah, go
Luke,
ahead.
No,
I
Peter.
it's true.
when we were all flat, when everybody thought the Earth was flat, and then the globe came in, I suppose the globe would have been classed as a conspiracy because that would have been what was being they were conspiring because it is a conspiracy,
Yeah,
really.
either way you cut it, it would be a conspiracy. If the Earth was a
No,
globe that's
conspiracy.
actually flat, it's a
Do you know what
conspiracy. If
conspire
the Earth is
means?
flat,
No,
but
sorry.
people say it's a globe, that would be a conspiracy too.
No, do you know what conspire means, Luch?
Like everyone says, everyone lies about the same thing.
You'll have an intention to deceive, correct?
Yeah.
So how is flat Earth a conspiracy? Where are we conspiring?
Yeah.
Where are we going out of our way to be on purpose to deceive?
Well,
Are you
maybe
calling?
not.
Are you calling all flat Earthers liars?
No.
So then, how are we
But
conspiracy
some
theorists?
are. Some are.
How are we conspiracies?
Some are. Lying.
Lie?
Not you there. Maybe being intentionally dishonest.
Yeah, but I mean, McToon's intentionally dishonest. Does that make him a conspiracy theorist?
But he's not.
And Craig.
And Craig, yeah,
But
definitely.
they're not.
So they're not conspiracy
Oh,
theorists.
they are
but
so much.
But they're intentionally lying, though.
No.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
They're not.
So much.
Yeah,
They're literally lying so hard they can't even, they can't even answer their own lies. When
You'll
you
find
when
out
you
when
ask them back, they don't even know what to say.
You'll find out one of these days, Luke, that they're complete liars. Yes, some of what they say they believe, but a lot of what they say they're making it up because they can't combat the flat Earth with what their knowledge is about the globe. You know what I mean, or that alleged evidence.
One day
we keep asking where the force comes from, the gravity force. No one can answer it ever.
We
It's
keep
like,
asking, what is gravity?
the bending of space-time, right? Or something like that. The bending
but
of
which
everything in
force is it
space.
using?
Yeah, you've got a few different gravities. In fact, when I was at school,
Wait, I first got to say something. Bending and warp of space-time is not gravity. That's general. That's general relativity. That's general relativity.
Yeah.
I'm asking what's gravity.
Gravity is attracts things towards the center of mass.
No, gravity can't attract. It's not a force. Hey, Sovereign, good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming. Glad you can make it. Guys, please hit the likes and share the show. It really does help to get the show to a wider audience. Glad you can make it.
There's so many different thoughts in gravity as well. You've got Newtonian, Einsteinian. And when I was at school, I mean, it might sound stupid, but I was taught that we were held to the earth because the core of the earth magnetizes to the earth. That's what I was taught for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael was taught that the spin of the earth held us on to the earth.
Yep.
It should be the opposite way. The spin of the earth should be flinging us off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was taught that as well.
Yeah.
We had a magnetic core, and that was what caused the force of attraction.
That's right.
Until that got shown bunk, then it wasn't magnetic anymore. It was just gravity. It's insane. But yeah, like I was saying, general relativity is not gravity. It tries to explain gravity. Just like Newtonian tried to explain gravity. Newtonian physics is not gravity. It's just Newtonian physics tries to explain it as a force, and general relativity tries to explain it not as a force. Two different mechanics.
Yeah.
The one is definitely not observable because it's in the fourth dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
hey, Walter Casello.
According to him, if there's no force acting on an object that will continue to move at a constant velocity.
Mm-hmm. And things accelerate, correct? That's not constant.
Every object in the universe is attracted. directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Let's say... Oh, this... Okay. This means that even if there is no direct force acting on two objects, they can still attract each other due to their masses and the distance between them.
And the experiment I did prove that's false.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
You're talking about the orange one, right?
Yeah. Did the mass attract mass?
Globers made videos about that.
Yeah, and we went through it and showed how rubbish their arguments were.
No.
Yes. Let's put it this way. What you just said. Does mass attract mass? According to what you just said. Okay. So if I have a larger mass and I have a smaller mass, will the smaller mass be more attracted to the larger mass the closer it is?
Yes.
Great.
But how?
So when I remove mass and it goes towards the larger mass, why is that happening when it's supposed to be going away from it?
What do you mean?
I took mass away and there was more of an attractive force. Not
How
less.
did you take mass away?
I took the orange peel off. That's mass. Do you think the orange peel doesn't have mass?
It does. Orange peel was mass.
So I removed mass. And what happens when you remove mass? Is the buoyant force supposed to be stronger?
Moving mass would probably mean the buoyant force is stronger.
Okay,
maybe,
so when I removed the mass, the orange went down, not up. So it did opposite of what mass attracting mass is supposed to do. Hey Liv, good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming. Sorry?
It's like dropping something into the water vertically compared to horizontally. If you drop something into the water holding it like vertically, it's going to like go straight down. But if you hold it horizontally, more surface area, then it's going to float.
Yeah, so displacement then.
Yeah, basically.
So it's not mass attracting mass, it's just displacement.
Well, the buoyant force helps to keep it afloat.
Again, do you know the buoyant force has got absolutely nothing to do with gravity?
But there's little g in there. It's got little g.
They added little g in there. That doesn't make gravity in buoyancy. Just because they added there doesn't make it there.
Well, I'd assume that they'd know what they're doing because I've said this even to Rach as well. Okay, Archimedes' principle is buoyancy. You'd agree with this? Archimedes' principle.
It's buoyancy.
Let's
see. That'd be a yes. Archimedes' principle was first postulated and used for 1,900 years before Newton was even born.
Okay.
So, did they have G in their calculations if gravity was not even a thing yet?
Well, they wouldn't have G in their calculations.
Exactly, because it's got to do with displacement. It's got nothing to do with gravity. Just because they put rho vg in there doesn't make it gravity as a force.
But they wouldn't know.
What does that G? What does that G represent? 9.8 meters per second squared. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What if I told you that 9.8 meters per second squared is not gravity? It's just acceleration.
Well, because that F equals ma. Wait, didn't we go over this?
Yeah, F equals ma, exactly. And there is no F in gravity to have the ma.
We went, but I said that the A was gravity.
Sorry?
The acceleration in that formula is due to gravity.
No, it's not. Archimedes' principle was made 1,900 years before gravity was postulated.
Yeah.
That g is simply a measured acceleration average, which is 9.8 meters per second squared.
It's like giving things names.
Yeah, but it's
don't know
not
what
gravity.
to call it.
You would agree. I can call that. I can take that g totally out, and I can literally just call it displacement. I can give it d. I can give the word p for pressure, or just call it a for acceleration of 9.8 meters per second squared. You would agree with that?
Well, you can't really. I just assume that these people would know what they're talking about.
I don't know if you guys want to take over because I'll try to explain in very simple terms for him.
So I trust the people that should know what they're talking about.
That's just appeal to authority, mate. Just trust people.
Do
By the way,
you-
and that's why I just not to be mean, but I'm going to be very blunt. That's unfortunately why you are a globe believer, because you just believe people because you believe they are smarter, and unfortunately nobody.
Yeah.
You don't get anywhere in life that way, mate.
I trust my mechanic when, to fix my car because he knows what to do.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
That would be appealing to authority.
That's called a red herring, by the way.
I bet you do that too.
That's
Do you
different.
trust your mechanic?
Oh yeah, but
Or
I do my
plumber?
own mechanical work because I did
Do you
have a
trust
mechanic I
plumber?
trusted that stole all
Honestly,
my parts.
I don't trust my mechanic any more than I can throw him because he's there to make money just like I am.
Let's just
Yeah.
put it this way. I had a car that I spent a lot of money on,
Mhm.
and I took it in to get a head replaced and get some bigger pistons and everything after spending a lot of money on it. After struggling over 2 years to get it back, I finally get it back and I had to tow it out because the guy stole all my parts. Should I trust that mechanic?
Reviews help.
No, that's why I do my own mechanical work. Because I don't trust the mechanic. I'm very hesitant to trust any mechanic these days. Yes, I have the mechanics
Well,
that
now-
I trust, but to a certain extent. But I mostly do my own mechanical work. Now I'm going to ask you again, am I a qualified mechanic?
Do you have a degree?
No, I'm not qualified, but I'm able to do the mechanical work.
Okay.
So just like
Yeah.
you don't need to be a scientist to know gravity's not a force. That's my whole point. You can do the research yourself, and you are able to do self-deduction and experimentation yourself and see it's not true. That's my whole point. You
That's why-
you don't need to rely on someone for everything. There's things
Well, I'm
that
going to
why
argue
yes,
that
there's-
everybody's a scientist that wants to know the answer to any
Yeah.
question. If you
Einstein
research
did
something,
say
you're a
gravity is not a force, right?
Yeah, but like I said, you there is obviously places that you can't do things yourself. Like let's say you have a doctor, it's a very specialized thing, okay. But I'm not going to tell you, is that doctor a scientist? That's a category error. Just like when I tell you, G in the buoyancy formula doesn't mean gravity. It's just simply a donation based on 9.8 meters per second squared, which is simply acceleration. This is just a measured acceleration. That doesn't make it gravity. Gravity is not a force, so it can't be gravity. I can take that G and throw it away and call it F or A if I wanted to. It won't change the fact that buoyancy works and doesn't require gravity.
The reason why heavier things tend to float is because of the larger surface area.
Displacement.
A surface area.
Displacement, yeah.
Is that displacement?
Yes, it displaces the pressure around the surface area. Why do you think you can have a cargo ship that's thousands of tons being able to float, and then you have a golf ball that sinks to the bottom of a pool?
Because of the larger surface area?
Displacement. There we go. Not gravity then. By the way, guys, I just want to say thank you for everybody coming. Please hit the like, share the show. Really do appreciate everybody's support. And if you have anything you actually want us to talk about, come in, pop in, let us know. Hey, where's Wally? Thank you for coming. Yes, the acceleration is real, Wally. No one said the acceleration is not real. The problem is you attributing that acceleration to a force that's not a force.
In physics, surface area plays a role in determining the force of friction between two surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
In chemistry, surface area is used to calculate the rate of chemical reactions. In engineering, surface area is used to determine the amount of material required to coat a surface.
And did you hear gravity anywhere there?
No.
Great.
But they're two different things.
No. Your displacement is true. Gravity is not true. That's the whole point of this thing. That's what I'm saying. Just because they put G in the equation doesn't make it gravity. It's just called hijacking the word acceleration and putting something, a belief in there that doesn't exist.
What was your... So, your orange experiment was just taking the peel off an orange and putting the orange in water.
It was to test if you remove the mass, will the orange now have less attractive force? According to the experiment, it would have more attractive force, which is false. You can't have take mass away and have it attractive more. Get it? That's counterintuitive to what the mass is supposed to be with mass attracting mass. Instead, what it showed was just the displacement ratios between the object and the medium. Hence why every rebuttal I get from the globe side always denotes to, guess what? Displacement.
And that's what I said, isn't it?
So yeah, it's just displacement, not gravity.
Did you test it with the orange still peeled?
Yes.
I guess I tested it with the peel and without the peel.
Yes, the same orange. I didn't even use a different orange. I used the same orange.
And with the peel, it floated. And
Yeah.
without the peel, it sank?
Yeah.
Okay.
Andrew Johnson, so more surface area means more buoyancy. Great. So displacement. Just like I think you guys watched Titanic, obviously. Remember when Rose and Jack were after the ship
Floating.
sank and they were floating, they found a piece of door to float on.
Yeah.
Why was it floating, that door?
Because the surface area, right?
Yeah, it was displacing the pressure.
Yeah.
And now why do you think it started tipping when Jack tried to get on it as well?
Exactly. More displacement.
More force.
Because it was uneven. It was
Yeah.
unevenly distributing that mass. So therefore it wanted to sink.
there was a greater force on it.
No, it was unevenly distributing the mass. So in other words, it was off balance. Hey, Rob Keen. Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. Yeah, Earth is not water. I agree. Definitely not. Earth is dirt.
Is Rachie in the chat?
Sorry?
Is Rachie in the chat?
I didn't see Rachie.
Ah, okay.
No, I was talking to Rob Keen. Yeah, he's just
okay.
saying Earth is not water, which I 100% agree. Because Earth is dirt. Water is water. H2O. I was seeing an excellent thing lately. Sulfur tungsten fluoride. It's the heaviest gas there is. It's even heavier than sulfur hexafluoride. And this gas you at least can see. What do you think happens to it when he pours it out over an area? It starts displacing in all directions. So gas doesn't hold it down indefinitely. Weird how that works.
It's because gas is light.
It's 10 times denser than gas, than normal air.
Oh, sulfur.
Sulfur tungsten fluoride.
That's that thing you get.
It's
from
SW6,
eggs,
I
right?
think. SW6.
No, so
Where am I gonna?
so what elements don't you think exist
What do you mean?
from the periodic table?
What? I didn't say any things don't exist from the periodic table.
So, I'm just curious because
I didn't.
some
I think
elements.
I think they exist. I never said they don't.
Ah,
No, I don't. Hey, Don, how you doing, man? It's good to see you.
I think it's the tungsten hexafluoride. There we go. Tungsten hexafluoride. There we go. Yeah, no, toch. It's this one. You must check what it does.
Spelled as in the same way as steel tungsten.
Sorry?
Spelled the same way as like steel tungsten.
There we go. Tungsten hexafluoride. Yeah, yeah,
Right,
like
okay.
steel fluoride.
Right, got you.
And it's very harmful, yes.
Mm.
SF6. There we go. I thought it was SW6. No, that's sulfur hexafluoride, SF6.
Right.
Tungsten is SWF6. Okay, it's WF6. It's also known as tungsten hexafluoride. It's an organic compound with the formula WF. It is toxic, corrosive, correlates gas with a density of about 13 kilograms per cubic meters, and roughly 11 times heavier than air. It's one of the densest known gases under standard conditions. It's commonly used by semiconductor industry to form tungsten films through the process of chemical vapor deposition. This latter is used to low relativity metallic interconnect. It's one of the 7 known for binary hexafluorides. It's actually very cool. I don't know if you guys have checked when they coat the stuff in tungsten.
Right.
It's actually very cool. Andrew, yes, I can test by cutting the orange in half. Notice that doing it in half is going to change the surface area displacement ratio, like I said. Hey, what's up, Don Logan? Good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. But yeah, oh, now I'm going to... See if I can find it now quickly. There we go. I want to quickly WF6 here. I want to quickly show you just one part of it.
what about metallic hydrogen?
What about it?
Well, how how do we have metallic hydrogen?
How do we have metallic hydrogen? Just as
Yeah.
compounds, just like they make normal gases.
Synergy.
Yeah.
No.
Synergizing.
Metallic hydrogen is only available in space.
How do you know that?
So if space is
How do you know
not
it's only
real,
available in
we
space, though?
wouldn't have metallic hydrogen. I
Yeah.
googled it.
Oh, you googled it. And are we able
Yeah.
to show it here on Earth?
Metallic hydrogen layers gas giant planets like Jupiter.
Oh,
And
so they
Saturn.
don't have it. So they don't ever have metallic hydrogen though.
Hydrogen is compressed and transitions from insulated to metallic conductor or
Oh, yeah.
superconductor.
Oh yeah, sorry,
There
Flats.
we go. Yeah.
Matthew Eastman's in. Are
Hey,
you wrenching
Matthew.
him up?
Yeah, what's up, Matthew Eastman? Good to see you, man. Glad you can make it.
There you go, wrenched up, dude.
It doesn't want to. There we go. Okay. So,
Yeah, I'm having little trouble with my
there we go.
YouTube and that at the minute.
But he's now wrenched up. It's good to see you. They have been created in the lab. Luch. Metallic hydrogen has been created in the lab for the first time by squeezing a sample of the element of pressures beyond what exists in the center of the Earth. Oh, wow. So what caused this to happen, to fuse? Pressure? The creation of the substance, first predicted more than 80 years ago, could one day lead us to super fast computers or souped up rocket fuel. Ooh. So it's a man-made gas as well. Just like tungsten extra fluoride.
Yeah, but before they made it, it was found
Found where?
likely.
No,
Okay.
not found. It was postulated, assumed that it is a gas there. Do you know they created it in a lab?
According to
Great. So creating it in a lab doesn't mean it exists naturally in a natural violation of space called a planet.
but Earth.
No, it doesn't.
But it did.
And tell me how they know this gas exists there.
Because they measured it.
How did they measure it?
They used instruments. They used gadgets.
What instruments did they use?
Probably, I'll look it up.
Did they go to the quote unquote planet to get it, a sample?
Well, they probably didn't need to go there.
Ah, so in other words, they made shit up.
No.
Yes.
Oi.
Hey, what? Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming. An Oxford shirt. What's up, man? You guys are allowed to talk, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, sound. It was just we've gone back and forth.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think I'm gonna keep quiet a bit. Luch, if you have anything to say, you can speak to these guys. Don, sorry, I'm getting hot. It's an ice pack. I'm just dying of heat. That's all. There's nothing wrong with my neck.
I blame Victoria O'Malley.
Hey, Max65. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a long time. Glad you can make it.
It's O'Mahony. Like,
How about
like,
spectrometers?
Sorry? What'd you say?
How about spectrometers?
Spectrometers. Yeah, I work with a spectrometer.
Okay.
You know how a
and
spectrometer works?
let's see. These instruments measure the wavelengths of light that are absorbed or emitted by a planet's atmosphere or surface. By analyzing the spectral data, scientists can determine the chemical composition of the planet's surface or atmosphere.
Let me ask you this way. when they look at the wavelength of light on Jupiter, for instance, what color is the hydrogen?
They're probably a different color than it would be here, right?
Hydrogen has a color.
Yeah, probably. Let's see.
Hydrogen. Not hydrogen.
No.
Sometimes
No,
they,
no.
And now,
sometimes they color gases so you can see them, or they put scents in them so you can smell them. But
what? Yeah, and what?
I have a hydrogen generator. I can't see hydrogen.
Exactly. And now metals. Do different metals have different colors?
Yeah.
So how do they know what metal hydrogen they are observing?
Jupiter's atmosphere is composed entirely of colorless hydrogen and helium.
Colorless, so they can't see the wavelength.
The colors that we see in Jupiter's atmosphere come from small amounts of unknown substances.
Do you see? So they're making shit up.
It says perhaps compounds of sulfur and phosphorus.
Perhaps. So not action, not fact.
So maybe.
Well, using everything that they know, they can say that.
Okay, and are we looking through Earth's atmosphere when we look in the sky?
Which is why they say there's no such thing as scientific proof, you know?
No, because the spectroscopy is not science.
But the reason they say there's no such thing as scientific proof, like FTC...
No. The reason they say there's no such thing as scientific proof is because they work with pseudoscience and they know it gets invalidated all the time.
No, that
No,
science
that's true. Science... Listen. Any branch of science that says doesn't prove things works in pseudoscience. And how do I know this?
How do you know that?
They don't use science.
But they do.
Show me one branch of quote-unquote science that's not pseudoscience. Bring it up. We'll show you quickly.
Let's see.
Anyone. In this case, you talk about astronomy, correct?
Okay.
Is astronomy science?
I think so, yeah.
Show me the experiments they do for astronomy, please.
That's a branch of science, let's see.
Just simple. Give me a hypothesis and experiment used in astronomy, please.
Astronomy is a branch of natural science that deals with the study of celestial objects such as stars, planets, comets, galaxies, and phenomena that originates outside of the Earth's atmosphere.
Great. So, can you please give me a hypothesis used in astronomy and then an experiment that validated that hypothesis, please?
Okay, I'll look one up.
Don't live in the Police Academy Mastermind. I used to watch it quite a lot when I was a kid. It's one of them films I was actually a kid at. I was probably about 10, something like that. So it was always on. And I love Mahoney and I love Jones
yeah.
and the noises. He's brilliant. Because you don't realise he only did a few films and all that, but he's been in a lot of like voice parts, do you know what I mean, that you don't realise because of his noises and that. Brilliant.
Yeah. I also used to like National Lampoons.
Yes,
That was so
absolutely. First one, brilliant. National Lampoon's Location, Vacation, the first one.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
That was good. Glenn Sells, yeah, they consider anything science, even psychology. Yep, they don't get, you have to have an experiment and the experiment has to manipulate the independent variable to be called science. If you're not able to manipulate the independent variable, you can't call it science. Just observing someone is not natural science. Observable science.
There is a such thing as observational science.
That's what I want to say. That's not science. Observational science is only observing, which is the first part of the scientific method. Hey, I observe. Let's see. I observe when I switch the light off, it's dark. Did I do science?
What about the Eddington experiment? That was
Ooh,
just
you
an
don't
observation.
want to go there. That's not an experiment.
That was just an observation.
Exactly, not an experiment. Well done.
It was. It
So,
was an experiment.
I
It was an
observe it
observational
gets.
experiment.
I observe things get dark. Show me where I did science, please.
No, that's not how they. That's not.
That's
it was more
observational science.
complicated.
I make a prediction because I say it's going to be so. So therefore, I'm a psychic. I observe it. That's not science, mate. That's just called being a psychic.
Look, have you seen the experiment?
It's not an experiment.
Then why is it called an experiment?
Because it's pseudoscience and they want you to believe it's science. Just
No.
placing experiment there doesn't make it. So show me how observing something is an experiment. How's that?
Okay.
By the way, hi Star Water, good to see you, and Logic Observation. What's up, man? Mojo Shop as well. Good to see you, man.
Let's have a look. And also I found the astronomy thing. Let's see.
Well, let's put it this way, Luch. What is observing?
Observing is just looking. Or
Great.
witnessing.
And what is an experiment?
An experiment is a test, right? It's like to test the hypothesis.
Great. So, in observable sciences, quote unquote, where's the experiment and hypothesis?
I don't know.
There isn't. That's why it's not science. It's pseudoscience. And that's why Eddington was not scientific. It's not an experiment.
So astronomy is a field that has been studied for thousands of years, and many hypotheses have been proposed and tested over time.
Okay, so the Bible is now science. The Bible has made many prophecies that would happen from the past to the future, and those prophecies have been fulfilled. There's still prophecies being fulfilled to this day. Now, they made predictions. Is the Bible now a scientific book?
No.
Great. So, anything just observing based on making a prediction is fortune telling.
But how do you know that the prophecies in the Bible are now being fulfilled?
What? How many prophecies have been fulfilled so far, PJ?
Wow. Everything, most things from the Old Testament have been fulfilled, and some of it in the procedure now. It's
Which one?
Some of it's partly fulfilled and not fully fulfilled. Well, for start, Zechariah mentions Jesus coming in the New Testament. It says that he won't be a good-looking man. It tells you everything about him. So I mean, so all these depictions of Jesus being good-looking, blue-eyed, and that it says he wouldn't be anything to look at. Basically, his countenance wouldn't be very pretty. Basically, that kind of thing. There's loads in the Old Testament. There's
But
so
that
many
has not been fulfilled.
in them, you know. But there's some that's unfulfilled still to come. So we believe that will be fulfilled due to the fact that the others were fulfilled, you know?
But they weren't fulfilled.
Oh, so Jesus didn't come?
Jesus didn't come.
No.
He hasn't
Really? So
Wow.
what's with all the documentation that he did actually...
There's no evidence for it.
What?
come. There's no...
It's just a book.
No,
It's a
no,
book
it's
saying
not.
he
No,
did.
no. Dude, there is different civilizations which conclude Jesus existed. There's even documentation that he was born, documentation that he died. Do you know there's actual documentation that Pontius Pilate signed his death warrant?
No.
How do you sign a death warrant for somebody that's fictional?
The guess is that they didn't.
They did. Even
How
top
do you know they
atheists,
did?
even top atheist scholars today will tell you there was a person named Jesus that lived and died. There's actual documentation of this. Now I'm telling you, just because you don't read the Bible doesn't make it not real.
Maybe someone just called their baby Jesus.
No, this is very specific.
Yeah, it didn't say. I don't think it would have said his in that prophecy. It wouldn't have said his name. It said the Messiah. It would have been an inclination towards the Messiah. I don't know if it mentioned his name as in Jesus. Maybe in other prophecies. I'm not sure about the Zechariah one. But yeah, it said he'd come. It said he'd come like poorly. He'd come like with no wealth in that. And the Hebrews were expecting him to come as a king because he was called a king.
Well,
But
how
they were
about-
expecting people of jewels and that, not somebody that was humble.
How about-
That's why they don't think he's come yet.
Or how about King David?
King David, of course. Yeah.
He was prophesied.
Yeah. Was it Samuel?
Mm-hmm.
Samuel, yeah, Samuel.
So how did that happen, Luch?
The most detailed record of the life and death of Jesus comes from the 4 Gospels and other New Testament writings.
You can look at secular documentation that shows it too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
This might take a while, so it's not going to be 5 minutes of Google work.
No, definitely not. That'll just skim the surface of it.
However, there's
And because they've got
not really any veracity to these.
Okay, so like I said, so what about David, King David being prophesied in the Bible? Are you saying King David wasn't king of Jerusalem?
It was. There was many prophecies that were
was
fulfilled in the
prophesied.
Bible.
So was that science now?
But it's just a story.
Was it prophesied?
Yeah. And it did
And it
eventually
came
happen.
to pass.
Yeah.
And it came to pass.
Uh-huh.
Great. So was that science?
I can say the same thing about any book.
Was it science?
No.
Great. So Eddington not experiment. Was it science?
But the thing is that it was prophesied only in a book.
What do you mean? Isn't that how
The
prophecy works? You
The
predict it?
prophecy was written, and then it was written again that it happened.
No,
in the
no, no,
same
no,
book.
no.
There's approximately 2,500 prophecies in the Bible. 2,000 have been.
And they all came true within the Bible.
2,000 so far have been fulfilled.
In only writing.
Don Logan,
Bibli-
I just have to tell you, it's
It's
not
bibli-
chocolate cake, man.
It's
It's-
biblical. So it'll
It's
be
Christmas
written.
cake.
They all got fulfilled in a story.
No, what do you mean they got fulfilled in the story? Things are still happening now.
It's
that is
actual
prophesied in the
historical.
Bible. Yeah.
It's actually historically correct.
What's happening now?
can-
What's happening now is partly the fulfilled prophecy and partly the end of eschatology, the study of eschatology. I mean, what it says in Revelation, we're going through now, but it hasn't come to the full fruition yet.
How about in the Bible? It says that the Euphrates River will dry up. What's happening right now?
You know,
The
Yeah.
Euphrates River is busy drying up. How's that supposed to happen
mhm.
if it's just a book?
Because global warming.
Wow. Wow.
We just had the most cold winter we have had in, what, 10, 12
Exactly.
years in Denmark?
They've been
The
going
most
on about-
snow ever?
they've
It's
been
still
going
out
on-
there in big bunch, big
When I was
piles,
in
man.
primary school, they were going on about global warming and the ice caps would melt probably by about 2000 and we'd be starting to drown by now. But
Um,
you know, we haven't got any deeper, have we?
have you seen a cup of ice?
Yeah.
What happens when that cup of ice melts?
The
Mhm.
water level rises.
Nope.
Oh,
No,
no?
stay the same. Stay the same because the
Well,
water's
yeah, because
the water's being
because-
displaced by the.
because but when the ice caps melt, the water will definitely rise.
No. I can show you
No.
pictures. I can show you pictures.
Because they're above water.
Luch, what if
They're
I
not
can show
in the
you?
water.
Sorry, Luch. What if I can show you pictures of in Cape Town where they had a stronghold by the sea. In the 1800s, it was flooded to the gate. Today, it's bone dry.
Yeah.
Okay. The temperature's warming up, right?
Why is there less water?
But it doesn't matter how it's done. If the prophecy is being fulfilled, it doesn't matter how it's done. God can use it any way He wants to use. He's God. It doesn't matter how it's fulfilled, as long as it's fulfilled in the way. If God puts a condition on how it's fulfilled, then obviously it would have to be fulfilled that way. But if there's no condition on it, it doesn't matter how it's fulfilled, is it? It's fulfilled.
Or how about King Herod going and killing all the firstborn males?
That's right. Yeah.
That's historically documented too. But the whole point of this whole thing was you claimed Eddington experiment is an observational experiment. So I'm trying to show you that just because you can make a prediction doesn't make it science.
Yeah.
Huh. That's an interesting thought. What if it was written after the event?
What after the event?
That Israel's long-awaited Messiah would begin his public ministry 483 years after the issuing of a decree to restore and rebuild Jerusalem.
Sorry. Do you know when Moses lived?
Yeah, exactly.
And this prophecy was fulfilled in the life and crucifixion of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but like I said, do you know when Moses was born?
No.
In the Old Testament, he was in Genesis. He's in the first book, so he's part of the whatever generation from the start, probably a couple of generations in.
Let's
So,
just put it this way.
He's
let's
about
just-
6,000 years old.
I think it was a few thousand years before Jesus was born.
Yeah.
How did he prophesy about Jesus? After Jesus, if he's lived before Jesus?
Or maybe there's that's what some people are saying, that the prophecy that it would be fulfilled was written after the event.
No. These prophecies happened before the events. Historically documented.
That's
Historically
something else.
documented.
That's something to debate.
Historically
That's up to
documented, mate.
That's a debate. Were they written
No, it's not a
before
debate.
or after
It's historically documented. They were
that it was written before?
predicted or prophesied before they happened. Way before
But
they
you don't
happened.
know that.
How do I not know that? It's documented. It's literally documented.
So the prophecies were okay. Some scholars argue that the prophecies were written after the events they described, while others believe that they were written before the events and accurately predicted them.
Sorry, can you give us an example?
So were they written after?
Can you
or
give
were
us
they
an
written
example,
before?
please?
Like that.
The prophecy that Babylon would be destroyed and never inhabited again.
That was before it happened, by the way, not after.
Babylon was conquered by the Persians in 539 BC, and
Before
it has
Christ, eh?
never been inhabited again since.
And
However,
tell us when was this prediction made?
some scholars argue that the prophecy was written after the events it described,
And do they have any
and that it
document?
was
Do
intended
they
to
have
be
proof for this assumption that they're making?
that it was intended to provide hope to the Jewish people during the exile in Babylon.
The exile
Okay.
in Babylon. Sorry, the exile was in Egypt.
That was needed. Yeah.
While there are many claims of fulfilled prophecies in the Bible, the validity of these claims is
And then
topic of
wait.
debate.
And then I want to ask you: this exile that was in Egypt, was this before the Babylonian fall, or after?
I don't know.
There we go. So I don't think you should be trusting the source you're reading right now.
Yeah, I mean, and what about the prophecies that's, like I say, is partly fulfilled, but is still in the process of being coming to full fruition? You can't say that was predicted after the event. It's still happening.
That hasn't been fulfilled.
Not totally, but a lot of the signs and wonders are there. You know what I mean?
Let's put it this way: do you think the Roman Empire disbanded, Lou?
Yeah.
No.
No, they just evolved, quote unquote. The Roman
Changed
Empire
them
still
down.
exists. What do you think the Roman Catholic Church is, mate?
Yeah. They put their stamp all over the world. They ain't disappearing just like that, you know? All roads lead to Rome, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you said disband, right?
They were supposed to have disbanded. When did Rome disband?
Like ages ago. That was
They
like
never did.
AD.
No, they never did. They became the Roman Catholic Church.
It
Yeah.
was.
They
Would it help if I say dissolved?
They didn't dissolve, they became the Roman Catholic Church.
But they did dissolve. The people
No,
left. And
they still exist. How do you dissolve if you still exist?
What was that? Oh, that was on your side. I was like, I don't know that dude.
Let me just quickly tell Wally what's wrong with his observation with the scuba tanks. He thinks
That's a new thing.
because they added more gas in the scuba tank, therefore it debunks the displacement argument. No, it doesn't. It's denser because you put more substance inside the scuba tank. You didn't change the volume of the tank itself, as in the displacement of the tank, but you made it denser. So the ratio became denser compared to what can be displaced. So therefore still keeps with relative density disequilibrium. Not mass attracting mass, mate. Sorry, Wally. Oh, wow. But
Sorry,
anyway,
Charlie.
we're going totally off topic again, Luch. The
I know, but
argument was you saying that Eddington had an experiment and it's an observational experiment. And I'm telling you that's bullshit, because then we can call the Bible a scientific book because of all the predictions they made that have come to fruition. And you agree the Bible's not a scientific book. So by your standards, Eddington experiment, quote unquote, is not an experiment and therefore not science. So
But why do people
astronomy
say it's
is
science?
not scientific
But why do they say that it is science?
because it's pseudoscience.
Because people are full of it.
Yeah.
They need it to be called
Wasn't it
science. They need it to be
Well,
called science to prove, quote unquote, your belief system.
Wasn't it an observational test of relativity?
Of what?
The Eddington experiment? It was an observational test.
The prediction was light would bend. Okay?
Of general relativity, yeah.
Great. So they saw one day, look, Light is bending. So therefore,
Oh,
general relativity.
total
You know what that's
solar
called? You know what that's called? That's called correlation and affirming the consequent. There is no science at all involved in what has just been said. The point is, you can't claim observational sciences as science because there is no experiment and there is no hypothesis. There's simply just observing. You can make a prediction all you want. Just making a prediction doesn't make it science. That's just called fortune telling. I mean, it's the same as someone going to a fortune teller and the fortune teller says, beware, you're going to get hit over by a car sometime in the near future. Well, needless to say,
Okay,
something happened. The guy got hit by a car sometime in the near future. And the guy's like, how did you know? Was that science?
How about
No.
this? How about this? It provided evidence for the validity of Einstein's theory of general relativity. How about that? It provided evidence for Einstein's theory.
General relativity is based in the fourth dimension. You cannot observe fourth dimension. Get it?
That provided evidence for it. Because of what they saw.
Correlation and affirming the consequent is not evidence and it's not scientific. And yeah, by the way, just as Sovereign Soul says, the data was excluded for the hypothesis and they threw away. Do you know they had something like a 400% error rate?
No.
Yeah. I think I still
How did that happen?
I think I still got some citation on that. Let's see if I can find it quickly for you guys.
FTFE said the same thing too.
FTFE is not the person you should be listening to, just like I said before.
Definitely not. You might like the dude, but when it comes to his information, yeah, sketchy. More than sketchy, blatant lies off of it.
Then it's this cool animation that says the story of the entire Bible, I guess.
It's more like history than story.
I had a actual.
That you should look out that video sometime. It's titled the story of the entire Bible.
Nothing,
I guess.
Nothing could sway me from unbelieving. Nothing could sway me about the Bible because I've got the Holy Spirit. I know what it says is true. I can't prove it, but I know it.
You have faith?
Absolutely, I've got faith. I mean, absolutely, I've got faith in the Bible. Definitely. I obviously can't.
Faith is not evidence, though.
No, it's not evidence. Not at all. Not at all. But that's one thing when it comes to Christianity. You have to have. You have to have.
Yeah,
faith.
I know. You need to have faith that the things it says are true.
Yeah.
Just like the globe, you need to believe it.
Yeah.
Okay, I found one. The Royal Society. The 1919 published eclipse results were revisited in 1980 with a new interpretation of the evidence and claims about Eddington's bias, which were then further widely publicized and discussed in the context of philosophical debate about science. In 1980, reanalysis of the published experimental data, philosophers of science John Ellement and Clark Claymore presented their claim of a series of weaknesses in the 1990 analysis sufficient to undermine the original conclusions. Their claim is twofold, if not always clearly so. They suggest that the discarded data set was of equal statistical validity, that those retained and thus resulting measurement published was not supportable by the data, and they also claim the set trichotomy of three hypotheses proposed to be distinguished was inappropriate. They conclude that the result present on 6 November 1990 in favor of general relativity was determined not by evidence but bias. Eddington's bias showed his treatment of the evidence. He repeatedly posed a false trichotomy for the deflection results, claimed the superiority of the quantitative interior principal data, and suppressed reference of the negative Sobral results, and further, the curious sequence of reasons might be cause enough for despair of those who see in science and model objectively and rationally. So it was actually reported and actually debated about that the results were fudged and had a bias to them. Why would they have this if it was supposed to be just accepted as true? No, this is the Royal Society publishing.
Okay, I guess there might have been some bias.
Might have been some bias. Why would there have to be any bias?
So, I don't know.
How about NASA? Systematic
do you
problems
think?
with original Eddington. This should be interesting. The observational starlight passing through near sun.
Doesn't this show that people talk about things a lot?
I know there was others as well where they actually have documents and stuff which I show. I'll actually look for it, and then we can get to it.
This shows basis for my claim that, you know, if space was fake and the Earth was flat, people would not all agree.
Huh?
You know?
No, this shows that the Eddington so-called experiment wasn't an experiment, and it showed they fudged the results and had a bias to make it work because they needed general relativity to be real.
Okay, let's go with what you're saying. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, then, if that is true, it does appear to be true. It does appear to be true, then that just provides basis for why everyone would agree to lie that the Earth is flat.
No, this was so they can validate general relativity.
And
think about it this way. They need validation for general relativity. Is there anything that validates general relativity?
Why would they write that? Why would they disprove
Because
themselves?
It's got to do about money, mate. Do you know publications is all about money? Peer review today is all about money. It's not about truth. It's a scam, mate.
But why would they then write something that might discredit them, you know?
These were other scientists that reviewed, so they did peer review on the Eddington so-called experiment and found the data was false. It had a bias. There's even some citations that say they even threw away data, that they changed results. You understand?
Okay.
Remember, they needed Einstein to be validated. So how did they validate Einstein? By using the Eddington quote-unquote experiment, correct?
I guess I didn't.
So they had a bias. They had an agenda. Their agenda was to validate Einstein's general relativity. Because if they don't validate Einstein's general relativity, gravity has nothing. Because general relativity already showed Newtonian gravity false. So because it showed it false, and they had to replace it, and the replacement would have to be shown false too, they would have nowhere to go. The only way forward is to fudge the results to show the replacement correct. That's about it, mate. So yeah, I will literally call those people liars that call the Eddington experiment an experiment. First of all, it's not science. Second of all, if there's so much papers on showing that they fudged the results and there were errors way beyond which would validate it, would show it's not factual, and therefore general relativity is not a thing. It's a fraud.
Ellington. I can't find anything about Ellington having a 400% error rating.
Like I said, I'll get more citations for you, mate.
Alright.
It's just we don't have time right now to get them all up.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
You should look at the story of the entire Bible.
I've read the entire Bible.
I've got 8 Bibles in front of me right now. Which one do you want me to show you? Which one I didn't read? I read them.
Yeah, but it's just a fun video. It's a fun video.
Look,
I'm not saying
you know what, Luch,
Luch,
let's put it this way. A lot of the people that try, there's a lot of, how can I put it, misconceptions out there, especially atheists. They read through the Bible once, and then all of a sudden they know the Bible the best. Do you understand how the Bible understands how a person has wisdom and knowledge from the Bible?
No.
Yeah, you let the helper to come, the comforter, the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
If the atheist doesn't have the Holy Spirit, how is he able to interpret what the Bible says?
Especially when it's God's living word.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But I'm not saying that the video disagrees with anything you're saying. It's just a fun video to watch.
Right.
Hey, Laura, thank you for coming, man. Good to see you.
The Bible.
It's just like the chess video. It doesn't do anything. It's just a fun video to watch.
The Bible has stood up to scrutiny for a long, long time. It's been blamed for this, blamed for that. But it stood up to scrutiny, and everybody is still buying it. It's still the biggest selling book in the world. You know, a book of 66 books.
Hey, Oz, good to see you. Well, let's put it this way. Show me any other book in history that has so many different authors, and they all correlate together.
Exactly. It's got, what is it, about 40 authors.
Mm-hmm.
It's got about 40 authors.
Remember, and this is without the original Bible text, the Apocrypha, that they removed as well. Remember, the canon removed the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is also part of the Bible. Ethiopian still have the Apocrypha in. So it was even more books. If you look at the difference from the size of the Bible with the Apocryphas in, the prophetic books compared to now, it's like half the size.
I bet that the people that wrote the Bible didn't intend for it to be a scientific treatise.
No, because it's not science. It's the living word. It's supernatural.
Yeah, science doesn't deal with supernatural.
Exactly. So this Bible's not science.
Okay, so the Bible's not a science book.
Yeah, but the point we brought up the Bible was to show it made predictions and it made fulfilled prophecies that are documented. So therefore it wasn't science. Just like you wanted Eddington to have the same thing. The Eddington quote-unquote experiment was supposed to be the fulfilled prediction.
Yeah.
Get
there's
it?
no science predicting.
And there's no science with it. Just making a prediction isn't science.
No, of course not.
And even the prediction made, the data was fudged. Dell will say the Bible's not biblical because he's a Mason. Yeah, you guys heard me. Dell's a Mason. If you don't believe me, go look at his tattoos.
Look at his tats, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Dell's just a coward.
And it's a big thing in Scotland. Obviously, it originated there. You know, so yeah, I know a lot of Masons in little villages where I lived, and that crazy. It was just a normal thing when I was a kid.
Remember,
the lower Masons.
Remember the Scottish Rite. He's probably part of the Scottish Rites.
Right.
It tested they looked at someone's work and then they tested the prediction.
Can you show us the plates that Eddington used, Lou?
What?
Show us the plates that they had for the editing
Plate.
experiment. Yes, the plates. They used film.
They used what?
Film.
So they had plates.
Phone.
Film.
Film. It was a
Film.
film. So they had plates where they had the pictures on. Can you show us these plates?
Film.
The plates with the images. Can you show it to us, please?
The images of the
You know why you
Ellen
can't show it,
experiment?
Lou? Because they don't exist. They were lost.
The pictures.
Weird.
They were just testing the predictions of the.
Oh boy. I don't know if you guys
General
realize some kind of
relativity.
weird pattern that comes from NASA and all globe people. When they have
Yeah.
monumental important things, they seem to lose the data or they seem to lose the evidence and
Yeah.
still quote it as fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely true because they said so.
They just were looking.
Dell is beyond the imaginary curve.
They just wanted to test the predictions of general relativity.
And it wasn't tested, it wasn't an experiment, and the results were fudged. How many times did you say this? Yeah, photographic plates, exactly. So where's Wally? Photographic plates, they would be degraded by now. I'm sorry, if you kept those photographic plates in a stored unit that was away from all environmental impact, it would still be available to see today. Do you think there's no plates from the 1800s we can't see today? What? Oh, crazy. And yes, I already answered your scuba tank thing. Maybe you should rewind a bit.
Truth Over Comfort said no, he wasn't talking about Dell. He says it's a different channel. He said.
Ah, okay. I think it's Execrate he's probably talking about.
Ah.
Yeah, Execrate is a full-blown
But,
Deltard
as
disciple.
it turned out, it wasn't actually correct.
Wasn't actually what?
The Ellington experiment was incomplete.
Yeah,
It
like
wasn't
we
correct.
said, there's too many fudged, invalidated results. They changed
Because
things. They
they were-
threw away data that didn't suit them.
Now,
Why-
it was based on the incomplete theory of general relativity.
So not evidence then for general relativity.
Yeah, because it wasn't correct. It didn't turn out to be right.
Great. So every time someone says Eddington experiment, we can laugh at them.
And then Einstein improved his theory of general relativity.
You know what that
No.
means? You know what that means? He improved his general relativity. You know what that means? That's called God of the Gaps
What?
argument.
What's that?
I have an issue here. Let me make up shit to make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, Carl Schwarzschild or something.
Why do you think they have?
Yeah.
Why do you think they have dark energy today, Lou?
Dark energy. Dark matter?
Yeah. Why does dark energy and dark matter exist today?
I don't know. What is dark matter?
It's unexplainable mass that does opposite of what you claim.
Okay.
It's because it.
So why?
It's because 95% of the universe is unexplained, and they need to keep the narrative of it being true. So therefore, they invented dark energy and dark matter. That's called God of the Gaps argument. And now they can't figure out how to explain it because it's not true, because they dug themselves into a hole and got themselves backed against the corner. Yes.
You're just saying what you want to
No,
say.
not seeing what I want to see. Why do you
God was very selective as well, so he only intervened when the scientific knowledge wasn't good enough. Is that what the God of the Gaps said?
So
Yeah,
where's God?
Sorry?
Where is he?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Second.
Like where's God to deal with this lie?
What do you
Where
mean?
is he?
Where's God to deal with this lie? You
He's
do
a
know
poet.
Yeah.
you do know people have free choice. We all have a life. We make our own choices in life. God wouldn't be a loving God if he just dictated what we do and
So-
what we think.
And if you
Where's
get,
punishment?
Yeah, you definitely get judged for your choices.
yeah,
But God
Yeah.
wouldn't be a very loving God if He just made you a robot.
then you won't be very, very loving God if you let your way with everything.
Didn't
If your
lots of
mother or
people-
father did not chastise you for doing something wrong as a kid, that would be an act
Didn't
of
lots of
hate,
people
not an act of love. You know what I mean? That'd be an act of be an act of hate, not an act of love. If they didn't
didn't
punish you,
lots of people end up
Uh,
sinning
And I want to
in the
ask.
Bible?
I also want to ask Wally quickly. When they fill up that gas canister, what happens with pressure if you compress gas? It becomes liquid, correct?
yeah,
Is liquid denser than air? Yes.
Sometimes.
Great. I don't know if you've ever taken a gas canister after it's filled up, a scuba tank, and shook it. You can actually hear out go shoo, 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 shoo.
I have to go now.
Shot, Lou. Glad. Thanks for coming. I always have to go now, actually, guys.
Oh,
Can't believe we
well,
actually spoke about this
okay.
stuff for so long. No, the air is
it
not
was
attracted
fun.
to Earth, Wally.
It was fun again. Yay! I liked it. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was nice.
Alright.
It was something to talk about.
That's true. Yeah, I have to go in an hour, so I might as well get prepared.
Cool. You're writing a
you have
test.
to
You're writing a
sleep,
test
don't ya?
today.
No, I have support worker coming.
Okay.
oh, okay.
Cool. Well,
forget to get prepared.
I
And,
appreciate you.
yeah,
I appreciate you
And
putting
you
your
need
time
to
to
go
come
to
on.
bed, huh? Since it is nighttime for you, right?
Yeah, it's just after 11.
Nighttime for me.
Oh,
nighttime.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost midnight.
Yeah, and then because of my new channel, I'll have to wake up an hour earlier as well in the mornings. How exciting!
Oh, alright. Well, have a great night.
You
Bless
too.
you, man.
Thanks,
Have a
too.
man.
great weekend.
Thanks for coming, mate.
Yay. See ya.
Cheers. So,
Yeah.
what do you guys have to say
do you wanna
in
be?
closing statements?
Well, I
Do
mean,
you really want us to say anything?
Lou's he's getting the information. Whether he's taking it in or not is a different story.
You know,
But
I've
it-
gone through stuff like this with him a couple of times. I've told you this before, but
But
you know,
I
I've shown him NASA stuff where there's, you know, where it's obviously fake and he doesn't see it. It's just
But
it's
you
so funny.
guys have
Like,
to
you know,
give
he
him
always
props,
does that.
though. You have to give him props. He's actually looking into it.
Oh yes,
Unlike,
course.
yeah, he is.
unlike the other people we talk to that just
not us.
don't do nothing. They just say nah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least
well,
he
I'll
tries
give him
to
that. Yeah,
explain-
He's on his way to a flat earther, guys.
Yeah. At least he tries to explain.
he
his-
might already be a flat earther. He just don't
No.
realize it yet. But yeah, hopefully something will finally trigger it. You know what I mean? And he'll just be like, "Oh my God, I don't believe it. They're
Yeah.
right."
At least
what
he's
happens.
trying to explain his position without deceit. You know.
Yeah, and he's not rude about it. I like the fact that he's really polite and
yeah,
he's easygoing, and yeah, he's really easy to get along with.
yeah, absolutely.
He's a bit too much of a no man, but that's all.
Yeah.
I thought I felt something weird. The thing opened.
No
Sun is
man,
coming
no
out.
man, no
Wow.
man.
Oh yes, man, yes, man, yes, man. I love that film. Love it. It's brilliant.
What about the no,
No,
man,
man.
in Married with Children?
Ah.
They got their own group, no man.
That was quite a cool show.
Oh, I got all seasons. It's always fun.
I'm sorry,
Once in a while.
I still enjoy the old sitcoms much better than today's.
Yeah, me
Today
too.
I don't know, it's like they're just
Yeah, but I
trying
think we
too
all,
hard.
everybody does that, don't they? Like the generation before me did the same thing. They were all into their own shows, and I was into some of their shows, but you know what I mean? I think that's the way it always works out. We always end up crossing over in each other's generations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, look at the sitcoms today. They're just rubbish.
Yeah.
All TV nowadays is rubbish. I mean, I don't watch anything that's on live TV. It's all internet based, you know.
Oh, I got a question for Wally though. Maybe he can do a video on this. Wally, maybe you want some content. Can you explain to everybody how using a scuba tank you usually have maybe 20 to 40 minutes maximum air? How the astronauts were able to spend hours on the moon with using
Yeah.
an air tank.
Well, we know they use scuba tanks anyway, you know, astronauts. Aquanaut.
NASA had rebreathers before the general public, so they were just using the
So they
Aquanaut.
got special technology. They're able to create air out of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very good.
That's godlike if you can create air out of nothing. Brilliant.
It's funny actually because in that movie, I think it's called Capricorn 1,
Yeah.
where they basically do what they did, fake the moon landing, but they should show you a movie where they fake going to Mars.
Go to Mars. Yeah, that was actually good. But do you see those actors' faces? What I loved about that was where they really thought they were going. And then just before takeoff, when they stopped them, like, come quickly here, the disappointment on their faces resembled exactly the astronauts from Apollo 11.
Yeah.
Right, and the reason
that example.
I dare say that's what happened. You know?
And then what they had to go through by acting like they're on Mars or going towards it, they're in a warehouse somewhere sitting there out of sight. It was the disappointment on those guys' faces.
Well, the excuse that they gave them, they told them that they couldn't create a life support system to sustain them while they were out there.
Exactly.
You remember that?
And it was for the greater good. That's why we're lying to everybody.
What the F are you talking about? In the pool, not the air.
Yeah. Wally, again, the gas canisters, when you fill it up with air, you make it denser. You get it? So the density ratio volume, aka its weight, is more, so it's less able to be displaced by the water. Get it? Not mass attracting mass. Density. It's really sad. Okay, but guys, thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. I have to go now.
Cool.
I'll see you guys all tomorrow night for another awesome show.
Well,
I don't know if the power's going off tomorrow from 7 till 9 again. So I might be able to set up my stream earlier. Really hope so. But yeah, thanks guys for coming. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Godzilla37, for the membership, super chat things. Really appreciate it. Appreciate everybody that supports the channel. Please, if you haven't already, hit the likes, share the show, and help me get this channel out to a wider audience, guys. Really do appreciate you. I do share this now on Twitter as well and on Instagram. So yeah, let's get this out to more people. Let's help this channel to grow, and let's get rid of the trolls.
Absolutely.
FYI, if nobody knows yet, I have updated my YouTube policy thing where I keep all the comments now held for review. So if you don't see your comments straight away, just know it is held for review to get comments. So from all the videos from today onwards, will start being held for review for commenting. This is just a way to get rid of the trolls. And I have to say, the test that I used on the stream today, on the short, really worked.
Cool.
That's a nice clean comment section. So you guys are allowed to go comment again, guys. Don't worry about trolls. They're a thing of the past.
Cool. It was a good little video from Terry Eicher then. It was a good find.
Definitely.
Like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, thank you for coming. Really appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome, and you guys are really, really a big blessing. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night for another epic stream. Many blessings. May the pressure be with you. Cheers.